anyways, before I start the story, you guys already know what kind of it is because I put it on the title, and that gives away everything basically. No, I'm just kidding. That gives away what this is about. But before I start this video, I just want to like clarify, specify, just really specify that I'm not talking about nobody. I don't like to talk crap. I don't hang out with this girl anymore, and I wouldn't consider her my friend just because I've heard she's talking about my best friend, and that sounds so scandalous and so dramatic. I'm sorry, but I am not behind anybody that talks bad about my best friend, my sister. So one day I was so freaking bored. I had nothing to do. I called up my friend Salema, my sister, because she's amazing and I love her, and she always has something to do, you know. She's so outgoing and I'm such a boring loser, but it's okay. So I hit her up and she tells me that she's hanging out with her friend, and let's call her Jamie because I don't want to get in trouble or anything. So she was hanging out with Jamie, and Jamie had told her that her boyfriend that lives in San Francisco had a friend, and his friend was gonna be 21, so he was gonna be having a bottle service at a club in San Francisco, right? So obviously I get all hyped up and I'm just like, yeah, you know, girl time, you know, all this, all that. So I was like, yeah, I'm down to go. We're like, if you're down to go, will you drive to San Francisco? And this of course made me very, very anxious, because if you guys have not been to San Francisco, like, it's not that far away from where I live, but the streets are just terrifying. Like, you can be like on flat surface, is that how you say it? You could be a flat surface and then the next thing you know you're like on a hill that's like literally this high. So I was very, very nervous, but my best friend Salema said, don't worry, because the areas that we're gonna be around, we don't have to go through those mountains, right? I mean, through those hills, whatever you guys call them. So I was like, okay, I'll do it, I'll drive, whatever. I have to learn one day. I can't be scared the whole time because I hate driving, BTW. If you guys don't know me, I hate driving. It's not like my favorite thing to do, you know. Jamie's boyfriend was still not out of work, so when we got to San Francisco we had to wait for him and, like, you know, go around the areas. Okay, so yeah, we get to Jamie's boyfriend's house and we're there. We're like thankful to him. I was actually really prepared, like I was super prepared. I like to dress where I don't have to go change at somebody's house because that is so awkward, and I don't like to use like public restrooms or people's restrooms because it just gives me the creeps, unless your bathroom's like super mega clean, you know. But like, I'm not saying his wasn't clean, but there's like a standard that I will go pee on. Like, I don't know, am I weird? I think I'm weird. Like, obviously I'm not gonna like wait until I get home, but I would prefer to pee in a place that I know, you know, I don't know. I think I'm weird, but let's get over that fact. Anyways, so we were there, and at one point we were talking about my purse because I wouldn't even leave my purse. Like, my purse was my baby. Like, that's how much, you know. And then we ended up leaving, and then like when we were getting out of his house, he had asked me if he can drive. And I don't like to be the party pooper, and I should have been the party pooper, but I don't like to be the party pooper and be like, nah, whatever. And but also I said yes because I don't like driving in San Francisco, like I told you guys, and whatever. Before we leave his house or whatever, before he gets on the driver's seat, we put our purses in the back, right? Like regular, because we're not going to be using our purses to go to the bar. We end up going to pick up his friend. His friend was so friendly. Everybody was smoking weed. I honestly am not gonna lie, I don't smoke weed, and I know a lot of people lie on here because they want to be like, they want to be fake and they don't want to promote it, but I honestly don't smoke. I don't mind if you smoke around me, it's okay, whatever. I don't do it though. If it was another drug, yeah, I wouldn't mind. I would be like, no, we cannot kick it, you know. So after that they were like, okay, let's head to the club where we have bottle service and all this, right? And I was like, okay, let's go, I'm ready, you know, I want to get there, I want to have fun. obviously Sulema had promised me that she was not gonna drink, so that she can drive back home and I can drink and have fun. But I saw Sulema taking some drinks and I was like, okay, I'm not gonna drink. So everybody thought I was a party pooper, but like, I'm gonna protect myself. I'm not gonna die at night just to have fun, you know? Like, I could have fun and not die, you know? So I didn't drink that night, honestly. So we were in line to get into the club. It wasn't a big line either. So once I got into the club, I was in the club and I don't know, something happened and I didn't know what was going on. Like, I was trying to figure out where we were gonna sit and everything. But then I noticed that Sulema, my best friend, my homie, had given the keys to Jamie's boyfriend for my car. And the reason was because he had like a little thing or whatever he had of weed, so they didn't let him in the club. He had to go store that in the car. Since he came with us, he needed my car keys, but I obviously wasn't gonna agree to him having my car keys. Like, I could have gone out and opened the car for him, but I didn't notice. I didn't, you know, so I didn't notice at all that Sulema had given him my keys. I just didn't know. But when I found out, like, right there and then, I had like a bad feeling in my heart because I don't know this guy. I don't care if that's Jamie's boyfriend. I have no idea who the fuck this guy is, you know? He comes back, we're having fun, whatever. I'm dancing, Sulema's dancing. They bring out the bottles, everybody's drinking, and I like around 1, I think, or so, I was like, let's head out because I'm gonna be driving and I don't like driving at night, and plus it's like 1 hour away from where we live. So I was like, let's go. Or Sulema was like, oh yeah, tell Jamie's boyfriend, let's call him John, okay? She was like, tell John to go out and get the his stuff, right? And I was like, okay. So we were walking all together, John, Sulema, and me. We were walking to the car because Jamie was like gone by this point. She was gone like in the clouds, you know? So we went to the car, and the strangest thing, I'm gonna take a picture and insert it so you guys can see what I'm talking about at this point, because this is the key for the story. So the strangest thing, he had his weed inside my car in the little department right here in the corner where you could store things when you open your door, and he had it right there, right? And he had already been in my car, he had already drove in my car. So when I was about to open my car, he was standing like in that window. I'm gonna put a picture right here, and he was standing in that window, right? And I was gonna get inside my car, and I was like, oh, but first get out your weed, you know, like I don't want to leave with it. And he was being so awkward, like he was being so tremendously awkward, just standing right there in the window. And I was like, okay. And he was just standing in the window, and I was like, can you get your stuff? I'm not gonna touch it because I don't want to smell like it, and I don't like it, so can you just grab it? And he was like, no, I don't want to go inside your car. And I was like, you already drove my car. What are you talking about? Like, why can't you just reach, right? It's not a big deal, right? And it was stupid because we were making a big deal out of it because he wouldn't grab it and I didn't want to touch it, so whatever. So I sat in my car, and when I sat in my car is when he took it. When I sat in my car, this is important, right? We got home and I told Sulema, go get your purse, right? Because Sulema was gonna leave. By the time she was good, her alcohol was down, you know, it was good. So we got home and she's like, where's my purse? My purse is not in the back. And I was like, what are you talking about? I was like, isn't your purse in the back? Did you leave it somewhere? Maybe you left it in his house, right? I was like, did you see my purse? And she's like, a matter of fact, I didn't. And I was like, what do you mean you didn't? So I go and I open my trunk and there's nothing in there, like not even my backpack for school. Like, are you serious? And at the moment it didn't click. I was just like, what's going on? Like, did they really steal from us? But how? You know, there's like no point of entry. Like, how were they going to my car? You know, like, that doesn't make any sense. And ba-boom, as I was walking back to the entrance of my car, I seen the window where he was standing shattered. shattered. It was shattered, and it was a small window. Okay, tell me how the heck, okay, if you're like a professional robber or whatever you call, can you do this? Can you do this from the small window? I just want to know, because just comment down below. I mean, don't say that you're that, but you know, just let me know if this is possible. Because first of all, everything clicked in my brain. Everything like just came, you know how like they do that in movies where like all the freaking evidence comes into one and you're just like, duh, duh. Oh my god, that makes so much sense. Yes, that is what happened to me. At that moment I saw that window, I was like, dude, he wouldn't want to move from there. He did it. He did it. And the only possible thing that I was thinking, he did it. And he broke the window to stage that somebody has stolen the purses from the back of my trunk. And you know why I think that? It is because I had my phone, because at that time I had 2 phones. Yes, I know, I had 2 phones, like the song. Yeah, I had 2 phones, and I had one of my phones in the front with cash. Like it was visible AF, like it was right there and then. And like I feel like if somebody was gonna go for something, they would have took the money and the phone and not risk getting caught by going all the way to the trunk. And how would you get to the trunk from the back? That just didn't make any sense to me at that point. Like if you're looking at it like me, and I'm not exaggerating, he literally stood in front of that window and he covered it, and he didn't want to let me see it. I go inside my house, I cry to my mom, because obviously that's my purse, that's my baby, that is what I love. Like most of all, I mean, at least I didn't have important stuff in it. My friend did, she lost her ID or whatever, but I didn't have none of my stuff in there because I had carried it with me. But it's like your identity stolen. I don't know, I just felt so violated. I was so mad. I woke up my brother, I told my mom. My mom was like, I'm so sorry, Cassie, this is what happens when you go over there. You know, mom's already getting in my case and whatever. And my brother was so mad. He woke up and he's like, you know what, sister, we're gonna book it back over there. We're gonna go right now. And I legit kid you not, Selema's car had no gas. Like, why didn't we take my car? Because obviously the window was broken, so why would we take it? So we ended up taking Selema's car, and Selema's car had no gas at all. Like, I don't even know why we ended up going over there. Like, her car lasted, like, props. But yeah, her car had like no gas. We booked it over there 45 minutes or more, because my brother drives pretty fast. We got over there, we get to his house, they still haven't gotten back from the club, right? So mind you, these houses from San Francisco are like so weird. I will insert a picture of how it looks. So like you can't get to the door or knock, you know, there's no possible way. So we ended up doing the Mexican thing, grabbing rocks and throwing it at his mom's window. Mom wakes up and says, we're gonna call the cops if you guys don't leave. And we were like, all we want to do is talk to your son, because we know he stole the purses, right? And the lady got like so mad at us and was like, then my brother was like, no, and don't be disrespecting us right now, because your son was the one that disrespected my sister by stealing her stuff from the car. You know, my brother was going off at the lady, and I was like, Angel, respect the señora, because you know, like, what does she do? Like, obviously, si tiene un son que es así, like, bien travieso, it's not her fault, you know? Like, don't be screaming at the lady. I don't think it's her fault. But my brother was so mad. We ended up waiting for them. I think she calls her son, because by this time, like, she was just over it, like us, like, just throwing rocks at her window. Oh my gosh, her son gets there. He gets there with the guy. John gets there with his friend, the one that turned 21, and his friend that turned 21 had like a lot of friends. So they get there like a gang is about to attack us, right? And obviously the guys were drunk, so they were going at it, and I was just like, I was telling the girls, like, calm down, we're not blaming him, he's not even part of this. I was like, we're not even blaming the birthday boy. I'm sorry we had to ruin his 21st birthday, but we're not even including him. We want to talk to this other guy. And you know what this John guy did? Jamie's boyfriend. He was just like this. Like, he had no fucking emotion, and he was not even blinking. He, like, I told him straight up in his face, you took my purse. And you know what he, like, you know what he did? He was just looking like he did something wrong and didn't even say anything. Like, he knew he did something wrong. Like, he looked at me and he was like, yeah, I fucked up, but he didn't want to admit it to my face, right? He was being a chicken. I swear my brother was like almost in his face. Like, it was bad, and he wouldn't do nothing, right? Nothing. And I was like, you took my purse. And he looked guilty AF. He knew he did it, but he didn't admit it. And let me tell you, Jamie at this point was gone. So yeah, she was gone. He ended up going into his house, protecting himself by that door that all the San Francisco houses have. I don't know what they're called, but anyways, like the screen door. He goes in there, and then that's when he starts fighting with my brother, like, and just screaming at him from inside his home, right? And then at this point you're like, what the fuck, why didn't he scream at him or like do something to him when he was outside? Why was he being a chicken? Because he's guilty. At this point, the cops get there and he enters his house. And the cops tell us that basically they can't do anything about it because they don't have proof of him doing it. And they can't go inside his house unless he wants to come out and talk. But you know, I confronted this guy and I told him, you stole my purse. And like, he knew he did it, and he just didn't know what to say to my face until he went inside there and he started offending us. So I knew it was him, and the cops are like, all you can do is make a report. And I was like, it's cool. I mean, if I make a report, it's not even gonna come up. You know, those things so fast. There's no point in me, because I couldn't even make a report with him. I had to make a report in another police station or something like that, because it wasn't even their jurisdiction or something like that. I don't know, but I was just like, okay, whatever. And it was weird because at one point we had seen their Snapchats and they had so much money on them, like so much money. And like, we're not trying to blame these people, but like, how did he get that much money? Like, I'm gonna say like, you can't get that amount of money, but you know, I don't know. But yes, anyways, that was the story. Please let me know down below in the comments if you think I'm right, if he staged it, if I'm going crazy. Just let me know. I want to hear what you think. If you think like me that he did stage it. I mean, it is pretty obvious. I feel like he did. Everything's there. Why would he be acting awkward and not getting his weed out of my car? You know, just let me know down below what you think, if I'm going crazy or anything. If you've seen my purse around, please let me know. I was really traumatized. Honestly, like after a month that happened, like I was just like looking for it like crazy on Craigslist. It was just really crazy. I couldn't believe that I lost that purse. And that color, I could not order it anymore because I guess Michael Kors does a thing where they take it away for the season or whatever. I think it was just for Christmas, or I don't know, but my boyfriend ended up buying me another bag. It is a Coach one though. It's not the same thing, but thank you, boyfriend, for trying. I mean, like, I can't be asking for too much. Come on, like, we don't got that much money. But yes, that's my most favorite purse that everybody loved, and if you have seen it around, please let me know. I miss it so much. But anyways, guys, that was my story time. What did you guys think? Tell me down below. Don't forget to subscribe and like this video if you guys like story time, and I'll talk to you guys later. Bye.